Hey y'all, how y'all doing? So I just want to get on here real quick today on this lovely Sunday. And I want to just talk a little bit about love, drama, and just the situation that we're going through right now. First of all, I want to say um, big ups to all the people that are trying to help people during this time. I'm not going to talk about anything that can cause people to say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you said that." I said stuff before in my last video, and I just feel that we should just keep it like, let's keep the PS to the A going. But for today, I do notice it's a pandemic, and the pandemic tried to make us stop. Try to make it where it's just like, all right, everybody sit down. Everybody calm down, stay home. Like, and some people looked at it so wrong. There was a lot of people posting about where it came from, who really made it, and all that. And I was just like, that is not going to help those who have lost family and friends. I've lost a lot of people, and the talk about 5G and all that stuff, it's not helpful to what's going on with the pandemic, as far as the pandemic goes. The pandemic didn't stop drama. The pandemic did not stop the jokes, the dancing, the laughter. It stopped the TV shows, but not all the way, because a lot of talk shows they still doing it from home. And some of them are even in the studio, but it's like very limited amount of people. So the one thing I don't understand is the drama. We are battling a life-threatening disease, and people are still fighting, still shooting, still killing, and people are being killed, whether it be by civilians or whether it be by cops. And children are dying, and people's grandparents are dying, and people are dying. And now it's like somebody said, don't forget we still hate people. I remember seeing, they were talking about the war, because there's still a war going on. And it was at the UN, they said, can we have a ceasefire while we find a way to battle this common enemy? And who knows how that went. If you know, you know. I don't really know, but I remember hearing that. And I remember watching before it really got to this point that it's at, when someone asks the head of something, can you please make it so that everybody gets free testing? And he kept trying to run around the question, and she was like, no, make sure, look it up. They talked about testing before we had to be on lockdown. Before we had to be on lockdown, America. And they had, it was so much, how are we going to attack this? And certain people didn't want to stop their flow. So they kept it the way it was, and we suffered. And their family suffered too, because bad calls were made. As we know, whenever a infectious disease enters a country, city, town, or whatever, if the local people don't find out about it first, and it's found out by someone else higher up, they try to keep it on a hush-hush, not because they're trying to hurt people all the time. I don't know exactly, but for what I gathered is so that if it doesn't get serious, we didn't cause pandemonium. Because people have a tendency to get a little crazy when it comes to like a disease or something like that. So what happened was exactly what they feared. So we heard that coronavirus is from China, and Chinese people were being bullied. They were being beaten. They were being hurt. They were almost being killed. And these are Chinese Americans or people that haven't been to China in a while. You know, it's not like it's not everybody that got hurt is not from China, even though they're Chinese. Everybody that got hurt has not been to China within the past 3 days or 3 weeks just because. So that happened. And then you got all this misinformation and there's drama, then the jokes come, and then the ridicule comes, and then you got all this hate. This hate was just, the hate was so strong against people because no one had no one to blame. They didn't know who to blame, so they just blamed anyone. I'ma blame you. I'ma blame you. How about we just find a way to live better? So they're telling people, be more clean, wash your hands more, you know, don't, if you gotta sneeze, cover with your arm like they've always been telling us. They've always been telling us to wash our hands. They've always been telling us to be mindful of your surroundings and to not spread your germs. Now, not everybody cares about listening. So they told us to wear masks and people didn't wear their mask and some people did. Then you find out, oh, there's people that can be asymptomatic, people that have the coronavirus but have no symptoms. Oh, children can be affected. Then you find out children can get infected. Children can die. Children are dropping. They're getting sick and they're dying. And excuse me, I'm gonna shed some more light on me. And you know, they just like, it was so much was happening. And then we get to a point where we're just like, it's starting to slow down, people starting to open up. China opened up too soon, they had to reclose, you know, and then people are trying to find a better way to do things. People are fighting. What about the stimulus? Why they can't just pay us every month? That's not how every country works, especially this one. You know, we know this for many years that the rich in this country want to stay rich, so they're not going to give too much to the poor. They're going to give a little bit. They're going to give, even if they could give $1 million, it's not their last million. It is just $1 million. If they're able to give 40 million, you best believe they got $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then next year they're going to claim it because they donated. So the more money you donate, the more you can claim and get back. And I'm not saying everybody is doing it for that reason, but you can. You all can claim it back and it'll be like you never gave no money away. So if I'm able to give you 50 million, best believe I got close to $1 billion in my account. Or I got 200 million and I just gave you 50, so I got 150 million. You know, like something like that. Like, I'm not going to give you my last. People are dying left and right. People are dying left and right. And it's so bad that a lot of people can't afford to bury people. So a lot of people get forgotten. They get left in the hospital. Bodies were piling up. And then, you know, stuff started opening up. And we're trying to slowly find a new way to live. We still have to live 6 feet apart. And we still have to wear masks and wear our PPE and all that. And then you have the fights and the beefs that people are creating during this time. I'm not gonna mention no names, and because I really don't know the whole story, but I feel like their lives are not important right now because of all the people that are dying, and they're dying either by police hand or by their neighbor. And your issues that you're not seeking any help, real help for are things that should be a focal point. Love the fact that we have verses, and we had the Jill Scott and Erykah Badu, and we had Teddy and Babyface, and we have Blackstreet. I mean, not Blackstreet. That would be a good one. We have 112 and Jagged Edge, Beanie Man, Bounty, and that really, like, things like that help us. And we got DJ D-Nice, who's like every week, almost every day it feels like he's there just mixing. Then comedian Capone does Amateur Night on Wednesdays, and he comes on every so often, and he does his regular times that he always been coming on live even before this. And you got DJ Envy who comes out. It's a lot of DJs that's just, I'm telling you this right now, it's like at the beginning of the pandemic, if you wanted to speak to a star, you had your chance, because they was on live almost every day, because at that time there was nothing to do. We didn't have a contingency plan. We didn't have nothing going on. So now that we're getting into the swing of this social media lifestyle, it's not like it was before. It is your TV. It is your entertainment. You wake up in the morning, and before it used to be like, oh, you scrolling and ain't nothing happening, ain't nothing important. Now it's like, oh, they having a news conference. I watch a lot of my news conferences on Twitter, because they post it on Twitter and they send me the alert. I'm not gonna remember to watch it on TV because I don't watch a lot of TV. But shows are getting watched. Everybody was talking about the Tiger King. Like, it was so much happening. Then the dancing, TikTok blew up so much. I've had TikTok since it was Musical.ly. I do not know my Musical.ly passwords. I got 2 TikToks. It was just like, things have changed. So now we have to find a new way of living. They're trying to bring people back into working. Unemployment. Oh, you have to wait weeks. I've done unemployment before when I was, years ago, when I was younger. And like that, you get it. Or don't. You get your answer like that. And because millions of people were out of work, my gosh, it was like forever. We just couldn't. I waited forever. We waited forever. And, you know, they were even hiring people to help process the claims. There are jobs that you can get that nobody cares that you got. Like census. You could you could do the census during this time, because it's the pandemic. You could do the census, and if you're on welfare or anything like that, they're not considering it a job because it's so temporary. It's not something, I don't know if it's always been this way, but I saw an email somebody sent me, and it was like, I saw the little message, and it was like, don't worry about it. This is just a job. Like, this is just for right now. We have a lot of those type of jobs, and home-based jobs opened up to New York because a lot of them weren't. And it's just a total different dynamic of living, a whole new way of life. And what's cool about it is we now have a new way of thinking, if we can do it. But the problem is, something good happens, here comes the stuff. Here comes the chaos, the craziness. So black people are still being killed in their homes. They get in one problem, one issue, and then I guess someone feels like you don't deserve to live past this day, and they murder them. And it's like, being a black person, because it's not just the men, it's the women. We getting shot in our houses. I'm at home watching TV with my daughter. Somebody busted my door because it was the wrong house. And instead of them asking me any questions, who are you? Do you really live here? Nothing. They shoot and they kill me. Like, I think about that a lot because everybody's like, oh, you know, our black men, we gotta protect our black men, we gotta protect our black women. It's a lot of people that has to be protected. Only got 5 more minutes on my phone and then it's going to sleep. Okay, anywho. We have to be as positive as we can. For all my witness friends, service, service, service. People need to hear as much about positivity as they can. Even if they reject it at first. Somebody gonna remember. I see the post. I see the articles. Positivity to the T. Not just the T to talk about somebody's business, but the T, capital T, because people need help. So with all of this, people have so many plans for 2020. Your plans are ruined. Your life is different. Now you got to think of a new plan, a new way to live, a new way to do your business, which a lot of businesses have been doing. A lady came out with something called the trikini, where it's the mask and the bikini. Go ahead, girl. All these coming Christian, I can't remember his name. It's not Christian Louboutin. It's not Christian Dior. Christian Siriano makes masks, and always, from the start, daily. Here we go. I found the mask. 1,200. This many. That many. And just sending them out to the hospitals. And say, your order's going to have to wait. I'm starting to send out these masks. Beautiful. That's what we need. More of that. You know? Whatever positivity you have to offer, offer it. Positivity, please, because people need it. This is a really hard time. Hard time. Have the conversations you need to have. If you need to have conversations, talk to people, call people, check on your grandparents, go see your family online. If you can go see them. You know, because this is seeming like it's going to be our new norm, then go. But if not, don't go. Like, if you don't need to, don't. So everybody just do your best and leave the hate for the rest, because somebody's always going to be out there to hate. We're imperfect people. We're always going to see the hate. But if you can give more love, please give as much love as you can to your people and to all people. Love you all. Peace out.